Previously on Meerkat Manor, Yossarian visited the lazuli burrow looking for females to mate with, but he looked like he might fail when two mystery males arrived on the scene, and Flower's new litter ventured out on their first foraging trip, only to head straight into enemy territory. Meet the Whiskers. Flower, the leader of the group, Zaphod, her dedicated partner, Yossarian, his troubled brother, Mozart, the wayward daughter, Fearless Mitch, the playful kids, and their ever-present enemy, the lazuli. This is Meerkat Manor. Where the 360,000 miles of Kalahari Desert in South Africa meet with scrub and bush, you'll find a family of meerkats called the Whiskers. At only a foot tall, these tiny animals may seem defenseless, but for meerkats, size doesn't matter. By working together as a team, they've evolved a way to live in harmony with their harsh surroundings. Flower is the dominant female and leader of the gang. By attaching a radio collar around her neck, Cambridge University biologists has been able to track and study the Whiskers in minute detail for over 10 years. And we're filming them 24 hours a day. With rival gangs of meerkats approaching from far and wide, looking out for each other is becoming more important than ever. It's late afternoon, and the dry winter weather is continuing in the Kalahari. Even though it's winter, temperatures can reach more than 90 degrees by early afternoon. Like the rest of the Kalahari's inhabitants, the Whiskers are taking some time to relax in the shade. It's a welcome rest for the pups. They're out on their first foraging, and the gang has taken them on an exhausting journey to the dry riverbed, far from the babysitting burrow. But there's only time for a cat nap, because resources are scarce. When the siesta's over, the group slowly wakes up and becomes more alert. Before leaving the cover of the trees, checking for danger is their first priority. With the coast clear, the gang heads out to continue their day's foraging. For most of the Whiskers, a lot of effort is expended digging in the dry sand, but they're not finding any wholesome snacks. No matter how much the pups beg, the adults are finding barely enough food to feed themselves, so the pups are going to stay hungry. And after such a long journey, they're in desperate need of sustenance. As the Whiskers spread out, the pups start following a small group of adults that have broken away from the main foraging party. They're being led into the heart of commando territory. Although this could be a foolhardy venture, it seems to spell good news. Foraging here is paying off. And it's not long before Mango is brought a juicy scorpion by one of the adults. It's an irresistible delicacy for a little pup. But fearless Attila has been given a live scorpion that doesn't want to be dinner. It's proving to be a bit too much of a handful. It's only after Mozart disarms it by biting off its sting that Attila's brave enough to eat it. But plundering a rival gang's pantry is a dangerous game. It can only be a matter of time before the commandos catch this small raiding party red-handed in their own territory. The Splinter Group aren't the only ones taking a risk by blatantly spending time in another gang's patch. Yossarian's sticking close to the Whiskers' great rivals, the Lazuli, although he's there for a very different reason. Far from not wanting to be found in their territory, he wants to be seen, but only by females that might mate with him. But Yossarian's got some serious competition for the Lazuli ladies. Two other males have appeared on the scene. Big Will and young Mitch have left the Whiskers and turned up to try their luck at a bit of romancing. And the Lazuli boys are not too pleased about the presence of three roving males trying to entice their females. They quickly begin furious scent marking in the hope of scaring off the unwelcome outsiders. JD, the dominant male of the Lazuli, tries climbing a bush to keep an eye on the intruders. While the other Whisker males have created a distraction, Yossarian quietly looks on. Young Mitch moves closer. This is his first game of roving roulette, and his inexperience soon shows. In his eagerness to get near Lazuli females, he's ventured far too close. While he has his eye on a Lazuli lady, JD breaks cover and gives chase. Mitch has a lucky escape. Yossarian doesn't bat an eye. With Mitch and Big Will causing confusion amongst the Lazuli, he might just be able to sneak in. Kazana is tantalizingly close, and without an unrelated breeding male by her side, the dominant female of the Lazuli is still fair game. But for the time being, JD and the rest of the Lazuli are being way too vigilant. So for now, Yossarian and Big Will fall back to look for their inexperienced little relative, Mitch. Unlike the Whiskers boys, the pups have had a successful afternoon. Foraging in Commando's territory proved fruitful, and with full bellies, the small Splinter Group are heading for home. But they're not safe yet. From across the riverbed, a gang of meerkats suddenly appear, tails raised in a war dance. The Splinter Group quickly lead the pups to higher ground. Vastly outnumbered, this small and vulnerable gang has little chance of being able to defend itself. With the enemy fast approaching, it looks like they could be in for a fight for their lives. As the splinter group retreats from the rapidly approaching gang, things look bleak. They're showing no sign of stopping their advance. With Flower's pups in tow, the small group can't make a run for it. But when the seemingly fearsome gang gets close, it becomes clear that they're not a threat after all. It's only the rest of the Whiskers, and what appeared to be a potentially deadly situation turns into a happy reunion. Although meerkats have good eyesight, they largely rely on scent to distinguish other group members. At a distance, cases of mistaken identity are not uncommon. Flower and Zaphod quickly set about scent marking the rest of the gang. Reinforcing group scent is as important as grooming in underpinning the Whiskers' close family bond. With everyone safely back together and liberally wiped with the group odor, there's safety in numbers for the Whiskers and the pups. And with the day's foraging at an end, the gang heads home. But the Whiskers aren't the only tired predators that have been on an exhausting hunt for food today. The deadliest snake on the Manor, the Cape Cobra, also looks for prey during the daylight hours. This snake's venom is as powerful as the venom of the legendary black mamba. A single bite contains enough paralyzing venom to kill a dozen humans. Ironically, when evening approaches, even a Cape Cobra needs to find a safe place to spend the night. And the Whiskers' burrow is extremely inviting. Eucerian and Big Will have caught up with young Mitch. It's important for this gang of males to look after one another when they're away from the rest of the Whiskers. By grooming, they rid each other of itchy ticks and fleas. It's comforting and reinforces their family bond, not to mention keeping them in prime condition for the Lazuli ladies. Undeterred by their fruitless day, they'll be spending the night at a bolt hole in the unwelcoming no man's land, halfway between the Lazuli and Whiskers burrows. Maybe the Whisker Rovers will have better luck tomorrow. The rest of the Whiskers make a welcome return to the home burrow, but they have no idea what could be in store for them. In a large burrow complex, it's purely a matter of chance whether they'll come face to face with the deadly Cape Cobra that's sharing their home tonight. As they start to turn in, everything appears tranquil. And the first of the tired gang begin to curl up for the night. rest of the group will soon head below ground to join their cozy family bundle. Hopefully, they'll all make it safely through the night. The new Kalahari day dawns bright and sunny, and the Whiskers are up early to heat their tiny bodies in the morning sun. It seems that every member of the group is present, and after a good warm-up, and with no sign of danger, the gang sets off on their daily hunting adventure. From a side entrance of the Whiskers' burrow, the familiar flattened head of the cobra appears. Being cold-blooded, it has taken the deadly snake a little more time to get going this morning. And that's just enough luck for the meerkats. A fight between a cobra and a meerkat could go either way. This time, there's a good result for both the cobra and the Whiskers. As the day moves on, Big Will, Eucerian, and young Mitch are tracking the lazuli foraging party. This time, Eucerian has taken young Mitch under his wing. But the pair of them just can't seem to get close enough to lazuli ladies without being spotted by JD and his gang. Eucerian makes a risky approach. But JD and the lazuli boys quickly chase him off. Mitch is too busy watching to notice another pack of lazuli boys, and he's easily chased off too. Some distance away, the Whiskers foraging party are once again heading toward commando territory. With 3 key members of the group away, the Whiskers could be seriously outgunned if it came to a fight. So far, they've been lucky that they haven't been caught by this vicious gang. But the commandos aren't going to stay hidden forever. Today, they're also venturing far from their own burrow, in the direction of Whiskers and lazuli territory. It seems that a nasty conflict is inevitable, and one of these groups will find themselves in a head-to-head battle with the commandos. And their dominant male, Hannibal. Next time on Meerkat Manor, the hunt for scarce resources takes the 3 rival groups on a collision course. Tragedy strikes when the commandos make a vicious raid.